Hey guys, this is Alexei from Ace5 Studios. I'm doing a review of Thea Render for Cinema 4D. In this part of the tutorial, or review, however you wish to call it, we're going to go over how to actually render an animation out of Thea, because it's not as straightforward as it could be. So let's say you got your render, you like the way the car looks, and now in Thea Render, there's a couple of settings that you got to be worried about. Basically, there is interactive mode. There's no settings. So once you're in the render settings, you got to switch obviously this thing to Thea Render, and you got to switch to production mode. Now in production mode, you have a time limit and a sample limit. Pretty simple stuff. So let's make the sample limit 500 for now. Let's leave it at that. And what you basically do is here you can see as production mode. And you can set the sample limit here as well, and you can press play. And here you can keep track. This number 7, 14, 21, 28. That's how many samples it's cleared so far. So once you get to a number that you like, for example, let's see what it looks like at 100. There you go, you got 100. Let's say 100, you're like happy with the way it looks like at 100. So you put that limit into here, you go 100. And then you set up your render, your save, your output like you do with any other render. So let's change this to all frames. Don't need to save it for now. And the next thing you have to do before you render is you have to go to Edit and Preferences. No, not Preferences, sorry. I forget. I use a shortcut. You have to press Control D, which is, I guess, Edit and Project Settings. There it is. And you have to turn off Linear Workflow. Because if you don't turn off linear workflow, your render will look not like this when you hit render here. That's way too big for our test render. Let's bring it back down to, you saw how quickly that showed up? It's amazing. So let's hit render and let it run. You'll see the first render comes out, and then once it gets to 100 samples, the next render will come out, and so on and so forth. I think for this demo, I'm going to make it like 25 samples, just because it's going to render out faster. And then I'll be back once it's rendered. You can also set the time limit per frame in seconds, which is also really handy. So, and now, through the magic of television, you see we have our rendered sequence. Pretty nice, right? And all this in just 6.5 minutes. Obviously it's a bit noisy, so you'd have to measure a bit stronger, but 6 seconds a frame with global illumination, it's pretty neat, I think. So, hope you enjoyed this. I think I covered most of what I needed to cover here. X particles, once again, if you're setting them up, make sure they're not inside the system, because that kind of messes up. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed these short videos talking about how Thea works. Yeah, and once again, if you're watching this on YouTube, check the link below. There's more of a review on my website. See you guys.